The Riding for the Disabled Association, also known as the RDA, is a United Kingdom-based charity focused on providing horse riding and carriage driving lessons to people with both developmental and physical disabilities. In addition to running international operations, the RDA is also a member of the international umbrella group, the Federation Riding for the Disabled International. In the UK, the association is one of 16 members that make up the British Equestrian Federation. History: the ancient Greeks as early as 600 BC and later the Romans recognized the therapeutic value of horseback riding. In Europe, France in particular had documented the therapeutic use of horse riding as early as 1875. More recently, in the United Kingdom, Dame Agnes Hunt at the Orthopaedic Hospital at Oswestry during 1901 employed similar techniques. Later Miss Olive Sands MCSP took her horses to the Oxford Hospital to provide riding for the rehabilitation of soldiers wounded in the trenches. During the First World War, the achievements of Liz Hartel of Denmark are generally regarded as the impetus for the formation of therapeutic horseback riding centers throughout Europe. Polio had impaired Hartel's mobility but not her spirit. In 1952 she won the silver medal for individual dressage during the Helsinki Olympics. Medical and equine professionals took notice and very soon centers for therapeutic horseback riding began to form throughout the United Kingdom and Europe. In 1951 Elsbeth Bottker, having met Liz Hartel, was inspired to give lessons to young patients on her son's ponies. She was uniquely qualified as an international rider and a men's-andic physiotherapist, and so had the respect and approval of the doctors. In the United Kingdom, Mrs. Nora Strang, a member of the British Polio Fellowship, organised riding for children disabled by polio at a local riding centre. Her riders won the first national competition at Stoke Mandeville Hospital Sports Centre. In 1957 another remarkable lady, Mrs. Jack, made contact with a physiotherapist in Copenhagen. By this time she had organised a team of helpers and ponies, and was offering riding to a local orthopaedic hospital. She also met Mrs. Regest, who had returned from Malaya where she had been teaching disabled children to ride for some years at the request of their doctors. Although the British medical profession was still cautious, after watching a demonstration by Mrs. Jack and her riders at the Knightsbridge Barracks, the senior physiotherapist at St Thomas Hospital was impressed. This was the start of a long and successful partnership. Mrs. Jack had so many inquiries that she was convinced they should start their own riding centre. The result was Grange Farm in Chigwell. A number of groups were set up by the British Red Cross Society, all of these eventually coming under the RDA umbrella. The Princess Anne opened Yardley RDA on the 13th of June 1985. The original formation of the organization came about during 1965, but the charity, the Riding for the Disabled Association, did not come into being until 1969. At the time Lavinia, Duchess of Norfolk, was president, with HRH the Princess Anne as patron. The RDA became a limited company during 2004. The RDA is in effect a federation of some 500 small independent groups, such as the Shelley Centre, and currently supports over 26,500 adults and children by providing riding, carriage driving and vaulting each year. In 1996 equestrian became a Paralympic sport at the Games in Atlanta. It was the largest event in Paralympics history, with 122 countries participating, and it is now possible for those coming into the RDA who have the right ability and skill to eventually represent the country as Paralympic competitors by progression through organized RDA events both regionally and nationally, with the likes of competitions held annually at Hartpury College. From simple beginnings, the organization has progressed in sophistication and has benefited greatly from the advice, training and guidance given by specialist physiotherapists, where planning and treatment programs are developed for individuals, both children and adults alike. This, together with the introduction and evolution of special saddles, stirrups and reins, and the use of formal and protective riding clothing, have added further to the development process and professionalism of the organization. The organization, at a few locations, now has in place sophisticated computerized mechanical horses, one of which is at the Shelley Center, which can emulate the walk, trot and canter paces of a real horse, thus enabling riders who for various reasons cannot ride an actual horse to experience the therapeutic benefits of horse riding. The Riding for the Disabled Association is not confined to the UK. That vision has spread around the world. RDA centers now operate in over 45 countries in Europe, Asia, the Americas, and Oceania. Countries include Australia, Brazil, Canada, Ireland, France, Germany, Italy, Japan, Mexico, New Zealand, Singapore, South Africa, Sweden, UAE, and USA, to name but a few.